Hello. What's going on, chat? Welcome in to the Wednesday night stream. Hope everyone's doing well. We got a fun one. Welcome to, as this is the first stream here this week, welcome to Super Week, y'all. And things are looking up. If I may use a reference. Things are looking up for Superman. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what it might mean for the other two movies that come out this month. And I got a little bit of potential doomsday spoilers for you tonight. So, fill your cup and light your smoke. It's Wednesday night in the basement. It's time to get nerdy. What's up? What's going on, chat? How are we all doing tonight? Hope you guys are doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty okay. Who all we got up in here? Spicy Dan. Josh paid $300 for a toy model of a space bus for Warhammer. Sounds about right. Brooke, what's going on? Prez, what's happening, man? What's up, C-Dub? How you doing? What do you mean, Grifter? Did I miss him? Let's see, Griff. In World Dominator, you lost me with the World Dominator. Was that one of the asswipes in chat from Saturday, or? Because I don't remember any of their names. They don't mean that much to me, other than some extra engagement. So how are we all doing? Fantastic Four clips look absolutely peak. Yes, they are. Or do. Yes, they do. Like, that movie, if nothing else, is going to be, like, at a ridiculously high level of visually stunning. I don't think that aspect of that movie can be questioned by anyone with like an ounce of integrity. The World Dominator guy won't land. Okay. So what's happening with y'all? Y'all having a good week so far? Anything interesting happening? Anything fun? Anything crappy? Like anything of note? Week's decent. Having a blast with Expedition 33. Nice. Are you going to see Superman Friday? Cool. When are y'all going to see Superman? That's a good question. When are y'all going to go? When are y'all going? Who haven't seen? Actually, let's start here. Have any of you? Did anyone go to the Prime Video special presentation? And if not, when are y'all going? Tomorrow night at 7. Nice. IMAX? 40X? Anything like that? I want to watch before Saturday in case you talk about it on your stream of Saturday, so I won't be spoiled by then. I mean, that's a valid point. I am actually going Saturday morning. I can't pay for the ticket till Friday. Damn it. Damn it. How many of y'all saw this in the Discord? I mean, it's kind of words to live by, you know? I'm just going to let that linger there, sink in, because it's deeper than a joke. Really. But it's also hilarious as shit. Let's be real. Last few days have been crazy, though, for the world. Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that shit. Cool. What are the Doomsday spoilers? Well, Josh kind of went over them, I think, the other day or in a video or something. But you know, it'll be a nice review. Or not? Oh, right. Yes, exactly, Spicy Dan. Exactly. You nailed it. Delta Dan. It's another Dan up in here. What's up, man? What's up, man? The channel Everett Productions is releasing part 3 of its Plagueis fan film. Part 1 and 2 were great. Well, have you ever dropped a link to that shizzle in the Discord? Because if not, would you be so kind? Oh, I would still watch his theories and fanfic videos. I just don't want to hear him talk about other things. That's all. Oh, you like the crackhead meme? That shit was funny. Oh, thanks, Brooke. Appreciate you throwing that in the chat. Oops, there we go. Yeah. Oh well, life goes on. Life doth go on. So I can't. We'll begin with this little tidbit. I can't find the fucking tweet anymore, which pisses me off because I thought I marked it, but I didn't, evidently. But someone that I obviously that I follow because I don't have any. I do the following feed on the Twitter. I don't do the for you. Way too much shit in the for you. Way too much shit. Anyway. So, they said in the tweet. Now, this came from RPK. I wonder if he actually posted it. So anyway, Daniel didn't put it on his own page, so this must have been gotten off his Patreon. But according to Mr. Richtman, there is and they were not specific about this personage. All that was reported was that Marvel is evidently going to be developing a Silver Surfer special, or possibly TV show, because I don't have the fucking tweet to reference. But, and when I say they weren't specific, is because all it said was Silver Surfer. It did not say whether they were going to continue on with Shia LaBeouf, or if we were going to get Norrin Radd. All I have to say about it is this. If it's somehow related to the Fantastic Four movie, then cool as Shia LaBeouf. If it's supposed to be the main 616, you better fucking give me Norrin Radd. There's really nothing more to expound on beyond that. Just, Now remember, also, one key thing. Said, is developing. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this, but like last year sometime, Brad Winderbaum, head of Marvel Television, said that part of the strategy going forward was going to be we're going to put a ton of crap in development, but only a very small portion of it will actually go into production. So it is very likely that this show or special or whatever it is will not even make it out of development. Now, if it does, then it better be fucking Nor and Rad if it's set in the main MCU. That's pretty much all I got on that little tidbit. They just better do the story right, and they better pick the right surfer. Don't get me wrong. From what I've seen, what we've seen in the trailers and the clips, especially that one clip that just came out with like basically her entire speech after she shows up about you're all fucked. Looks like they did that character pretty damn well. Like, she looks good, like appearance wise. Like she seems to pull off the completely cold thing of a surfer really well. I think she looks like she's going to be a pretty fucking badass character. Real talk. I think Shalabal looks like she's going to be badass. But the main Marvel Silver Surfer is still and always will be Nor and Rad, so you better give me fucking Nor and Rad. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about that one. Any thoughts on that, chat? Not a lot to it. Just they're developing something. Who the hell knows if it'll ever get made? Who knows which surfer it's about? If they do make it, it just better be the right surfer. Et voila. We present to you. Any thoughts, chat? How would you feel if it actually got put into production and they chose to continue with Shalabal instead of bringing in Norn? Well, I don't think Franklin's going to play a big role in F4 because he's going to be like baby toddler age. Now, Doomsday. Well, actually, maybe not Doomsday, but Secret Wars. I think there's going to be some Franklining happening, especially if they follow the Hickman run. Delta Dan, there's only one Silver Surfer, in my opinion. I mean, yeah. On a pedantic technical level, there is more than one. But yeah, for the mainline MCU, there can be only one, as they say in the Highlander, and that one is Norman. Yeah. Anything else, chat? Because next up for you, Doomsday spoilers. Spoiler alert. Leak alert. Spoiler. Have I done that enough yet? Spoilers. Spoiler warning. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alarm. Spoiler siren. Spoiler klaxon. Yes, that's a real world. A real word. Klaxon. Look it up. Spoiler horn. Spoiler buzzer. Yeah, potential spoilers. You're right. But okay, I'm tired of trying to think of other words to put after spoiler. So spoilers. You've been warned for right around 60 seconds in probably an extraordinarily annoying way. But there you have it. All right, guys. Chat. Replay people. And I forgot to welcome you guys as well. I am so sorry, replay people. Thanks for sticking around this long. Please hit all the buttons. Everyone hit all the damn buttons. Hit the like. If you haven't done so, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. That way you get notified by YouTube when I do stuff. But of course, YouTube isn't that reliable sometimes. So also join the Discord. Brooke was kind enough to drop the link earlier. I always post my upcoming stuff in there. And the Discord notifications are really reliable. So, there's that. Anyway. So, yeah. Spoilers for Avengers Doomsday. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Sorry. I had a moment. Okay, so this information, like a fair chunk of information about Doomsday lately, comes from this James Macwell guy that Josh still can't make a decision on. I've come to the opinion when it comes to this guy, this is just my own observation, he is above 50% as far as I can recall. He did have like a couple major misses, most notably the SDCC miss. When he put out that they're about to reveal all kinds of badass shit, and then like within a day or two, like Marvel's like, yeah, we're not going. So that's probably like his literal biggest miss to date. But I think overall he's, if I had to guess, I'd say he's probably like 60 to 70% accurate, probably closer to 60, 65. So, yeah, grab your bag of softener salt and like chew on a few chunks of it for this. But, you know, either way, fun. So here we go. Oh, shit. Okay. Here we go. Shuri is the one who discovers the incursion. While detecting anomalies in the fabric of reality and investigating the multiverse, she realizes that different universes are colliding with each other. Using a hologram, like in the Shang-Chi post-credits scene, she shares her findings with Sam, Wong, Bruce Banner, and Carol Danvers, warning them about the imminent threat. Okay, so for the record, I'm just gonna go straight through this for now, and then we're gonna go back through it, and we'll break it down some, and I'll offer some comments. Meanwhile, the events of the Fantastic Four's arrival on Earth 616 take place. The Thunderbolts / New Avengers are the first to encounter them, as we saw in, spoiler again, the post-credit scene for Thunderbolts. Reed Richards reveals that Dr. Doom has kidnapped his son Franklin, and also mentions Galactus, who previously tried to capture Franklin because of his immeasurable powers. I guess that's kind of a Fantastic Four spoiler as well. Bucky, unsure how to handle the situation with Doom, goes to seek advice from Sam. Oh, wow, they're finally putting Sam in a decent position instead of writing the character so badly. I feel bad for Anthony Mackie. Anyway, later in the story, Shuri gathers Sam, Wong, Banner, and Carol in person in Wakanda. In a large meeting room, Thor. Cool. Bucky, Yelena, M'Baku, Namor, and the Fantastic Four are also present. Shuri reveals that a specific universe is dangerously approaching Earth 616. During the conversation, and while analyzing the situation, oh, nice little rhyme there, she detects the energy signature of someone from Earth 616 trapped in the approaching universe. Carol deduces it's Monica Rambeau, and becomes even more motivated for the mission. At the same time, Reed Richards uses Wakandan technology to track Franklin and discovers that he too is in this parallel universe. And he also deduces that Dr. Doom is there with him. Thus, they come up with a plan with 3 objectives: stop the incursion and save Earth 616, to rescue Monica Rambeau, and to defeat Dr. Doom by saving Franklin Richards. To open a portal to this parallel universe, Wong calls America Chavez, her only role in the film. Okay. Everyone unites for this mission. The Avengers led by Sam. Heart of the Thunderbolts New Avengers. Not all of them. Yeah, that's what heart means. The Fantastic Four. Shuri, M'Baku, and Namor. Wong stays behind on Earth. From that point on, it's Earth 616 versus the Earth where the X-Men reside, which would be Earth 10005. And they soon discover that it's all part of an even bigger plan involving Doctor Doom, the TVA, and Loki. Well, to begin with, before we go back through and get into like specifics, couple things. One, fuck yes, that sounds awesome. 2, if I'm recalling some older rumors that have already come out that I don't think actually came from this guy, or maybe it was just some theorizing. I don't think it was probably just theorizing. But let's just say, regardless of whether it was a theory or what have you, this does line up with other stuff I've heard. So the question is, here's the question, and this is why we need to take it with a grain of salt. Is this lining up with the theories because whomever's, damn it, that's not the right word. The person that came up with the theory, either they just got, like, they're awesome theory makers and managed to tap into what the Russos and McFeely are thinking, or this James Macwell guy is really good at searching out theories and then spinning them into something akin to either are possible. But since that is a possibility, because of the resemblance to the theories I've seen, bag of salt. Not grain, bag of salt. But if we dismiss them as bullshit right away, guess what we don't get to do? Have fun breaking it down and speculating about it. That's what we don't get to do, so I don't care if it's bullshit. We're going to break it down and speculate about it. Because it's just fun. Okay, so paragraph 1. Shuri is the one who discovers the incursion. While detecting anomalies in the fabric of reality and investigating the multiverse, she realizes that different universes are colliding with each other. Using a hologram, like the one in the Shang-Chi post-credit scene, she shares her findings with Sam, Wong, Bruce Banner, and Carol Danvers, warning them about the imminent threat. Okay, so first of all, Shuri's the one who discovers the incursion. Well, in the Hickman run, it was T'Challa who discovered them because an incursion literally happened right over Wakanda. Like, Wakanda was where the incursion was going to happen. So that's how he discovered them. And it wasn't by detecting anomalies in the fabric of reality. It was because another Earth literally popped into the sky right over Wakanda. And then, what's her goddamn name? What are Doom's followers / priestesses called? Black Swan. Okay, yeah, Black Swan. So in the comic, T'Challa basically is like, what the hell is that in the sky? It's another Earth headed right for us. And all of a sudden, what up, Scotty? all of a sudden Black Swan appears and is like, yeah, explains to him what's going on, and then turns around and blows that planet the fuck up. That's how that began in the comic. So in here, it's Shuri's discovering the incursions. So you have the active Black Panther discovering the incursions. So, there's that. While detecting anomalies in the fabric of reality and investigating the multiverse, she realizes that different universes are colliding with each other. Now, unless I am forgetting something from Wakanda Forever, the only reason I can think of, is there anything that's come out since Wakanda Forever that would get Shuri curious about the multiverse? I can't recall anything. So at this point, I want to say that Shuri is investigating the multiverse, potentially to find a variant of her brother. Yeah. Now, again, I could definitely not be remembering something, would be why she's investigating the multiverse. But based off my own, admittedly not that great memory, I can't think of anything. So I'm going with she's looking for variants of her brother. That's what I'm going. Yeah. So using a hologram, there's her findings with Sam. Okay, well, he's the head of whatever the Avengers team that he's got looks like. I'm guessing this is for the members of Sam's team. Obviously, Sam himself, Wong, Bruce Banner, and Carol Danvers. Now, here's the question. He says Bruce Banner, but is it going to be normal Bruce Banner, or is it going to be Professor fucking Hulk again? Actually, guess what, chat? It'll probably be normal Bruce. If the leaks about Spider-Man 4 are true and that we end up going Savage Hulk, that means Savage Hulk eventually turns back into normal Bruce Banner. So, if this is normal Bruce Banner, this leak... yeah, I'm about to say this. This leak, in a roundabout way, confirms that other leak. If you want to use a leak to confirm a leak, there you go. But yeah, so yeah, this is 4 members of Sam's Avengers team right here. Obviously. All right, moving on. Meanwhile, the events of the Fantastic Four's arrival on Earth 616 take place. The Thunderbolts' new Avengers are the first to encounter them. Again, as we saw about to happen in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Reed Richards reveals that Dr. Doom has kidnapped his son Franklin and also mentions Galactus, who previously tried to capture Franklin because of his immeasurable powers. Bucky, unsure how to handle the situation with Doom, goes to seek advice from Sam. Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember or were aware. There was a room scene. It was not the Pedro Fantastic Four. It would have been the Ian Grufford Fantastic Four, the 2005 Fantastic Four. Was the rumor that it was going to be that on the ship. This would seem to this makes it look like that it is going to be the Fantastic Four team of, Pedro, Vanessa, Eben, and I forget the homie that plays Dennis. So Reed reveals that Dr. Doom has kidnapped his son Franklin and also mentions Galactus. He previously tried to capture Franklin because of his memory. So, pretty sure that this Galactus previously tried to capture Franklin shit is what's going to go down in Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, Reed Richards reveals that Dr. Doom has kidnapped his son Franklin. Again, this is a rumor about one of the Fantastic Four post-credit scenes. Supposedly, it's going to be a scene where Sue is going to be like reading to Franklin because he's going to be like 2 or 3 at this point, or at that point. So Sue's reading to Franklin, gets up to get another book, uh, comes back around the corner, or, back through the nursery door, or whatever, and back to her, holding his mask, the face of which is facing her, is Dr. Doom, next to Franklin. That's all the detail. We don't know if there's any dialogue or anything like that. That's all that came out in the thing. Yeah. She leaves room, comes back. There's Doom. Don't see his face. He's holding the mask, kind of facing her. His back to her, and she just stands there in shock. That's all that was. So, if this is accurate, it would appear that the threat of him being in the same room of Franklin in that post-credit scene comes to full fruition, and Dr. Doom kidnaps Franklin. Now, why Reed would also mention Galactus, I don't know, unless someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's a Galactus for every universe in the comics. So that might be why Reed brings him up, because Reed probably knows that, or at least suspects that. So, and at this time, he probably thinks Doom is in the 616 universe. So he would bring up Galactus, be like, if Galactus senses my son, he's going to come fucking looking. That's my guess. That's what I'm getting from this. Do I know it to be true? Fuck no. Do I even know this to be true? Fuck no. But that's just my thoughts on it. That's where I kind of think that's going, and the reason why I'm doing that. Now, here's my question. This just pops off and says that Reed Richards reveals that Dr. Doom has kidnapped his son. My question is this: how? Because there was something that came out, I think, late last week, that there's allegedly no mention of even the name Victor Von Doom or Dr. Doom in the main part of the movie. There is no evidence that they even know the name Dr. Doom, much less who he is, much less that he's a threat, yada, yada, yada. Right? So, what happened then, and will we get an explanation, between the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four and this scene in Doomsday, where Reed's just like, oh yeah, this Dr. Doom dude kidnapped my son, and then he all of a sudden knows his name and who the fuck he is and all that shit. He had to find that out somehow, and however he found out, when he found out, is between the post-credit of F4 and this scene in Doomsday. So I'm really hoping that we get some sort of explanation of how Reed has gotten to know Doom. Because allegedly, he doesn't know shit about Doom in the movie itself, Fantastic Four. Don't know shit. So, a year and a half, see that. Just a year and a half. That sucks, though. No, I mean, it wasn't even a full year. It was just like 6 months between, the Marvels and Deadpool and Wolverine. We're talking tacking a year onto the end of that between Fantastic Four and Doomsday. Well, no. Only a year, because, and don't give me this, it's a Sony movie shit. It's a fucking MCU movie. We'll get Spider-Man 4, July 31st of next year. Supposedly. I still think they'd be insane to try and keep that date, but yeah, well, they probably fucking will, just to piss me off. But yeah, so we have a year, and we get Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then 5 months after that, we get Doomsday. moving on. Later in the story, Shuri gathers Sam, Wong, Banner, and Carol in person in Wakanda. In a large meeting room, Thor, Bucky, Yelena, M'Baku, Namor, and the Fantastic Four are also present. Interesting. I'm assuming there will be some sort of detail on how this all happens. Especially, like, where the fuck Thor came from. Marvel pushing what to 2027? Spider-Man? Nah. Farthest they'll push it is that November time slot that allegedly doesn't exist anymore, but if they need it, all of a sudden will again. They're not going to push it back past Doomsday. Especially not with how they're doing the plot now, allegedly. Yeah, it ought to be interesting to see how these all ended up in Wakanda. Especially Thor. Because Thor's out hanging out with, all we have in between is Wonder Man. Oh, no, there's also zombies and Eyes of Wakanda. And then I think, well, no. And then next year, even before Spider-Man, there's Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which should be so much better than the first season. Plus, we get the dope black costume. I believe we also get Season 2 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man next year as well, before the live-action Spider-Man. So, there's the rest of this year is going to be lame. At least so far as Marvel's concerned, more than likely. I mean, Ironheart surprised me. I thought it was going to be not great, and it was pretty damn solid. So, I mean, here's hoping Wonder Man's another surprise. Like, I'm not expecting a surprise. Like, I'm not expecting much at all. So, you know, maybe that'll lead to another pleasant surprise. Who the fuck knows? But, yeah, the rest of 2025, at least MCU wise, not great. Not great. But it picks back up again next year. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. Was that Daredevil? That's the porn version. Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I don't know if there's anything else. And then it'll be Spider-Man in the summer, Doomsday in the winter. Oh, no. What's its fucking thing supposed to come out next year? I believe before Doomsday. I think it's going to be between Spider-Man and Doomsday. Vision Quest. We're also getting back. 2026 is actually looking pretty solid. Now that I think about it. We just got to get through these next 5 months, chat. Just 5.5 more months. 5 3/4. It's only the 9th. God damn it. Yeah, just, 5.5 more months, chat. And then we're into 2026. And at least Marvel-wise, things start looking brighter. All right. So, somehow or other, on top of these 4 that Shuri takes care of herself, invites herself, yada, yada. Outside of the MCU, there's Dune 3 and Odyssey. Yes, very true. Of course, right now, Dune 3 is scheduled opposite Doomsday. We're going to see if that moves. MCU canon stuff. Eyes of Wakanda isn't going to reveal anything important. Yeah, probably not. No, bit of a retrospective. But yeah, 2025 week of fuck. I mean, even if you want to also not include Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man in the non-canon stuff, totally cool. But Daredevil is. And Vision Quest is. So 2026 gonna be better. At least it fucking better be better. Yeah. So Shuri gathers these 4 members of Sam's team. And then somehow, well, I mean, it makes sense that M'Baku's already there, of course. That makes sense. But Thor's like the biggest one. I can, I understand why Bucky and Yelena are there. I even understand why Namor is there, and I understand why and I understand how they all could have got there, kind of. Well, Fantastic Four would have come with Yelena and Bucky. So these 6 probably came as a group. Baku was already there. Namor and Shuri already have some sort of relationship. They know each other. I don't remember exactly how they ended up at the end of Wakanda Forever, but there's relationship is not the word I want. There's a flow of communication there. I'll put it that way. So Thor's the only one. Like, how in the hell did he know to be there? Like, this is the only confusing. I'm not saying he's not going to be there. I'm just saying I don't have the first fucking clue how he gets there. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, outside of that, everyone else kind of makes sense. Shuri reveals that a specific universe is dangerously approaching Earth 616. Okay. During the conversation, while analyzing the situation, she detects the energy signature of someone from Earth 616 trapped in the approaching universe. Carol deduces it's Monica Rambeau and becomes even more motivated for the mission. I mean, not a whole lot to get into there. That's just, basically how they do that. Hey, this is what we got going on. All of a sudden, an alarm goes off. Boop, boop, boop. What the hell? Someone from our universe is in that universe, guys. Carol's like, wait, what? It's got to be Monica. I mean, I'm sure it's written much better than that, but that's basically what we're getting here. All right, so at the same time, so evidently Reed wasn't paying much attention in the meeting. Reed Richards uses Wakandan technology to track Franklin and discovers that he too is in this parallel universe. And he also deduces that Dr. Doom is there with him. Well, Dr. Doom kidnapped him. Unless he had like a very firm ally there, it's not like he'd just go dropping Franklin off in that universe and then going off gallivanting off doing other shit. Yeah, Dr. Doom gonna be with him. All right, so we know the party's gonna happen in the X-Men universe. I like how he never brings up. Oh, there it is. Not till the end of it. Thus, they come up with a plan with 3 objectives: to stop the incursion and save Earth 616. Duh. To rescue Monica Rambeau. Duh. And to defeat Dr. Doom by saving Franklin Richards. I mean, yeah, it seems like the top priorities to me. Save the universe, get Monica out since you have to be there, and take care of Dr. Doom while you're there. One-stop shopping. How you want to get shit done, right? Wasn't Spidey 4 supposed to be in between Doomsday and Secret Wars? It originally was, before Doomsday and Secret Wars both got delayed 7 months, and Spider-Man 4 did not move. It still hasn't moved. Yeah, Doomsday was supposed to be next May. Now it's next December. Spidey 4 has always been in July of next year. And then, of course, Secret Wars is supposed to come out May 27. Now it's December. Yeah, it was in between them. And if it stayed in between them, I am 92.8% sure that it would be a much more of a multiverse movie than we are now getting. Now, obviously, the primary reason for delaying Doomsday and Secret Wars is because, holy fuck, they have a lot to get done. And they sure as shit weren't going to get it done before May. So, obviously, that's the primary reason that Doomsday got moved 6 months. The icing on the cake, and I'm sure Feige did think of this, is because Feige, if y'all will recall, Feige, when he was battling with Sony for, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, the soul of Spider-Man 4, Feige wanted the grounded Spider-Man. Sony wanted to go monstrous and huge and multiversal because, well, No Way Home, which earned almost $2 billion without China. I'm going to say that every time I bring up No Way Home's box office because that is key. That movie would have cracked $2 billion if China had shown it. Like, real talk. That's what would have fucking happened. But yeah, so Sony saw that $1.5 fucking almost $2 billion and was like, more of that. Kevin's like, yeah, but did you see that end where he's just basic Peter again in a homemade suit and everyone fucking loved it and they're ready for, normal Peter Parker just doing regular ass Spider-Man shit in New York? People, that's what people fucking want. And Sony's like, no multiverse. And when Spider-Man was coming out between Doomsday and Secret Wars, what Sony wanted would have fit. But now that Doomsday's delayed 7 months, while the, some portion of Brand New Day is going to have to be multiversal because it is the last movie before Doomsday. Like, something is going to have to be, even if it's just a post-credit scene, something's going to have to tie that movie in with Doomsday. But the delay did allow for Kevin to make a mostly grounded Spider-Man movie. Yep. No Blade movie, though. Sinner should have been the Blade origin movie. I haven't seen Sinners yet. I need to watch it. It's supposed to be on Max soon if it isn't already. I think it's but I got booted out and I was using someone else's sign in. So I have no way getting in there because I'm not. But yeah, Sinners looks really good. I've heard literally no bad things about it. I really want to see it. I like Michael B. Jordan anyway. I like Coogler. Coogler's a bomb-ass director and storyteller. So yeah, I definitely want to see that. And Haley Steinfeld isn't a bad reason either. You know what I mean? But yeah, so things have changed. Things have changed. All right, so the obvious 3-point plan. All right, so to open a portal to this parallel universe, Wong calls America Chavez, her only role in the film. I feel kind of bad for the America Chavez actress. Because, like, she caught a lot of shit for her character, which was stupid, number one. Number two, like, she's had a significant role. Obviously, in Multiverse of Madness. And now they're going to bring her back for, like, basically a, basically, hey, open this door for us. You're the only one that can pick this lock. Okay, thanks. Have a nice one. Bye. I mean, that's what this is making that seem like. And if I'm the America Chavez actress, I'm a little pissed about that shit. So let me get this straight. I'm here on this one page for like this little 2-sentence scene, and I'm just there to punch a star into the sky so people can hop over to this other universe. That's it. If I'm that actress, I'm like, that's some bullshit. Now maybe she plays a bigger role in Secret Wars. We shall see. Yeah. Straight up, when you watch Sinners, think of it with the context of a Blade origin story. Literally should have been that shit. All right. Fits Blade's comic book origin theme perfectly. Okay. Yeah, when I finally made... Ooh, you know what? I just realized I can watch it another way. I need to watch that soon. Anyway. But yeah, so like I kind of feel bad for... What is fucking her name? Oh yeah. What's that? How do they use it? It was Sheetal Gomez. Yeah, if I was her, I'd be like, what the hell, Feige? This is it? Really, Russo's and McFeely? This is all I fucking get? I feel bad. Anyway, everyone unites for this mission. The Avengers led by Sam. Part of the Thunderbolts' new Avengers, not all of them. So it's not fucking everyone, is it? Fantastic Four, Shuri, and Baku, and Namor. Wong stays behind on Earth. You shouldn't have used the word everyone, bro. Because obviously if not all the Thunderbolts are going, and not Wong is going, it's not fucking everyone. Yes, I'm being super pedantic about vocabulary. Yes, I am. And I don't care. That's how I fucking roll. Shouldn't have used it. Anyway, from that point on, it's Earth 616 versus the Earth where the X-Men reside. First time he's actually delineated what that other universe is in this entirely. Very first time. And of course, we know that's Earth 10005 from the Marvel's post-credits. And they soon discover that it's all part of an even bigger plan involving Doctor Doom, the TVA, and Loki. Well, yeah, if Doctor Doom wants to take control of the multiverse and bend it to his will, he needs to get rid of Loki, who's currently holding it all together. And of course, the TVA is involved because you got to go through the TVA to get to Loki. Well, actually, no, that's not true. He could go through the void and then get to the Citadel at the end of time that way. But now, I'm just wondering what the hell Doctor Doom is going to be doing with the TVA. Is he just going to be out to destroy him? Is he going to subvert them? What's up, Brennan? Like, what? How is this Doctor Doom TVA thing going to work out? I'm very curious about that. Because, there's a couple, 3 different ways they can go with that. Again, he could just whoop the TVA and then take over. He could work from the shadows, subverting, members of the TVA to do shit in there on his behalf and, like, kind of soft take him over. He could disguise himself using his magic and or technology and just walk in there and do some shit pseudo behind the shadows, but actually do the work himself. There's a couple things they could do, man. There's a couple different things they could do, and it'd be cool. I just want to know how. Or will he just straight up cut a deal with him? Hey, I'm Doctor Doom. You do this for me, you fucking live. It could be just that simple. The rumor is the reason the Blade movie was shelved is because of the center script and Coogler not wanting to share it. Interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense, though, because, they still don't have a fucking script. They still don't have a fucking script. So, yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Obviously, a lot of, if this is accurate, this shit right here on the screen. I would say probably a large portion of the third act is going to be a big old battle on the X-Men Earth. And we've had quotes and rumors, to the effect that some massive battle is going to happen. One of the rumors is the reason we saw Sentinel wreckage is because Doom's going to be the one working the Sentinels. Which would be fucking sweet. But, basically, a fair chunk of the third act is going to be probably, them getting there in that battle and the face-off before the battle and all that shit. Now, the part of discovering that it's all part of an even bigger plan, I would say, is probably not going to happen until almost the end of the third act. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let me rewind that. Second act. Third act has got to be Doom going after Loki, because unless they're going to fuck around with, really fuck around with the comics, which wouldn't surprise me, because, The MCU never does a 1-to-1 adaptation. They could. Shit. I forgot my fucking idea. God damn it. Okay, yeah. So, comic-wise, at the end of Time Runs Out is when Doom blows up a bunch of the Molecule Men in the face of the Beyonders, destroys them. Technically the Molecule Man gets their power, but he acts as Doom's battery, which also kicks off the last of the incursions. Multiverse collapses. Doom uses all that Beyonder power to grab chunks and makes battle. Okay? And then comes Secret Wars. Doom forming Battle World was the end of Time Runs Out. Then came Secret Wars. Now, what Marvel could do is they could actually push, although I hope they don't do this, but they could push Doom v Loki to the beginning of Secret Wars. Like, open Secret Wars with, that confrontation, Doom taking over, and then do the rest of the Secret Wars movie. I really hope they don't do that. Like, I want them to, at least in that point, stick with the comics. Treat the end of Doomsday like the end of Time Runs Out. Doom wins that battle. Would it be very Infinity War-like? Yes. I mean, if you think about it, we've known for a long time that Doomsday and Secret Wars, well, even when it was still the Kang Dynasty, these next two Avengers movies were going to have to be set up very, very similarly to Infinity War. Like, we've known. There's literally no way around. So, I mean, it makes the most sense for Doom to win at the end of Doomsday. And then, we see Doom, whatever happens in the X-Men universe. And then by the end of Doomsday, we see Doom make it to Loki. Kick Loki the fuck out of that throne. Take everything over and form the universe that he wants. And that's how that should end. And then begin Secret Wars where people start fighting. Right? So. Well, and they soon discover that's alternative plan. Well, if, that could also be read as like they're in the middle of a battle and somehow some revelation comes to be based on some activity somehow or some way. I don't know how they do that. I'm not a screenwriter. Yeah, there's a few different ways but this is the alleged plot, folks, or well, if not plot, the alleged biggest story beats that, tell the basics of the story. Shuri's in Wakanda, detects what's happening, informs some people. Fantastic Four show up, more details emerge. Bucky goes talk to Sam. Everyone shows up in Wakanda, including Thor some fucking how. Shuri's like, hey, yo, this one universe is about to fuck us up. And then in the middle of that conversation, he must have been working on some shit, and then she detects the energy signal of someone from the main Marvel universe, and the other one. And Carol's like, holy shit, gotta be Monica. And then Reed's like, holy shit, Franklin's in that universe too. Doom must be there too. Come up with the obvious plan. Bring in America Chavez for like 30 seconds, punch a hole in the sky, bitch, and go the fuck away, basically is what that amounts to. And then everyone except for some of the Thunderbolts and Wong heads on over to the other universe. Problems and battles ensue, and they figure out that Doom's up to way bigger shit than they realized in the first place. Boom. I mean, I wouldn't even...
I would call this even more of an outline. You know what I mean? Like, this is just like the big story. Obviously, I mean, there's going to be a lot they fill in between, right? So we need to keep that in mind too. That these are just basic story beats, not like the movie. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, we're going to get to the Superman domestic box office, Kevin. We are going to get there. Superman is the main crux of the stream, but I want to talk about these plot leaks first. Yeah. So that's the name of that too. Thoughts, chat? What say you? 12 people in here and 10 likes. 2 of y'all are slackers. Takes like 1.3 seconds to push that button. And most of that time is spent aiming for it. So pretty please hit that button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that one too. Yeah. Alrighty. All right, chat. Looks like we can close the subject on that Doomsday outline. I'm going to call it the leaked outline. You like that? Brooke says, I like this plot, especially with increasing the role of Franklin Richards for Doomsday. Well, I mean, I don't know how much his role is going to be increased. That'll basically make the second, well, not second movie in a row because Spider-Man's there, but like his second go around as like more of a MacGuffin than a character. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know, they could definitely do some stuff with it. Actually, you know what? I just remembered there's one thing that he does do in Fantastic Four that's crazy. I'm not going to re-spoil that. But we did talk about it. If you go back, I don't remember what fucking stream, but it has been brought up here. I'm not going to bring it up again. So, yeah. Actually, Franklin could get up to some shit now that I think about it. Okay. Cool. All right, chat. I'm going to go take a quick tinkle and grab me a fresh beverage. And then, as it premieres day after tomorrow, or sort of tomorrow, we got a lot of Superman shit to talk about, folks. So, I'm going to pee, grab a drink, and we are going to fucking get into it. I hope you're ready. All right, so Superman, James Gunn's Superman, the live action introduction to his new DCU. That mofo comes out this week. There was a special screening for people who were members of Amazon Prime and had the extra money to spend and got and the review embargo. If you live like anywhere west of the Eastern time zone, it's technically Tuesday when the bitches on the embargo drop. For those of us in the Eastern time zone, okay. I was literally thinking, turn down the music, and then I didn't fucking turn down the music. Yeah, so Superman comes out this weekend. Reviews came out this week. And I'll tell you what, Kat, you may have noticed, it would appear that people fucking love this movie. What do you mean I'm too low? I'm turned all the way the fuck up. This is as up as it gets. Also, what up, Jay? Anyway, yeah. First live action movie of the DCU, the real star of the DCU, Creature Commandos notwithstanding. I mean, technically that's the first DC offering, but the DCU really starts with Superman, right? And we're talking the literal foundation of DC Comics. Fucking Superman. So, I mean, big movie, important movie. Yeah, well, it wasn't that I was low, it was that the music was, like, way too loud. So it wasn't me, but it was me. Anywho. So it's kind of a big fucking deal, right? Superman coming out this week. The significance of it being the real, true introduction to James Gunn's DCU. Written and directed by James Gunn. Like this is a major motherfucking thing, right? So again, the review embargo lifted late Monday, early Tuesday, depending on where you fucking live. And the response is crazy good, man. Like there are some negative reviews out there, but they are such in the minority, right? And we're not talking like just like, you know, the paid influencer chill motherfucker, or even just the other influencer motherfucker. We're talking actual critics. You speaking of, want to talk about critics? We all know, since we've been in the space a while, all of us, critics, very hit and miss on their appreciation of comic book movies, right? For the most part, they tend to trend toward the, you know, not appreciating them because they're not cinema. Right? Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, critic scores in terms of comic book movies, only a minority of the time are based in like our nerdy reality and how much we'll actually enjoy said film, right? That's kind of what frequently happens. So, given A, that this is a comic book movie, and B, James Gunn's sensibilities are kind of hit and miss for people. I wasn't expecting that great of a critic score, right? I was wrong. These are the current Rotten Tomatoes scores. Like, oh, dropped 1 more percent for the critic score. Yeah, critic is still above 80, 83%. Audience scores at 90 motherfucking 6%, bro. I don't think world domination knows I exist. I mean, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Obviously, he was like wilding in Josh's stream chat, is what I'm gathering. But I don't I don't think world domination knows who I am any more than I know who that person is. Yeah, Sarcastic did call and said, "Chillin' is my master." Yep. But yeah, so critic scores at 83%. It was at like 85, 86 earlier. It's been kind of slowly dropping. I mean, it debuted in 91, but that was with like 49 reviews or some bullshit. It's going to be settling in here pretty soon because we're up to 203 critic reviews. And I haven't like kept specific track, of this. But I get the feeling that we're not going to get too many more critic reviews. So this is going to be, if it doesn't stay at 83, I don't see it moving more than 1% in either direction. Like it might end up at 82, it might tick back up to 84. But going forward, I don't think it's going to move too much. Maybe 2%. If there's like a sudden rush of critic reviews. I think we're looking at the critic score staying pretty much right around here. Now, we move on to the audience score. The one that counts way, 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 way more for nerds, right? 96% audience score. Perfect. 96%. Can you believe that shit? For something written and directed by James Gunn. Which there are some movies that is something you actually want to hear. There are movies like that you'd be like, fuck yeah, James Gunn. Your daughter shocked you and told you she wants to see Superman. I'm telling you. Now, I didn't watch the live chat. When I watch the replay, I'm not really watching the replay. I'm listening to it on my way home from work. And then more at home. But yeah, I only very rarely actually watch the live chat. And that's only if like Josh says something that I know someone's getting crazy and then I'll go look. Yeah, 97% of the time I don't even look at live chat on the replay. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, audience score of 96. Again, there are some movies that James Gunn should write and direct, and it'll be cool for his actual sensibility. Y'all, this unless you're new, this will not come as a surprise. I have been very, 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 very worried about how much Gunn is going to gun on Superman. Pause. Wrong, C-Dub. I'm on that list too, motherfucker. Don't be disincluding me up in that list. So it would appear that one of two things is true. A, Gunn actually dialed it down to like 2 on his sensibilities. Or B, Gunn's sensibilities are much more widely enjoyed than I thought, and also, or I should anticipated. Yeah, I would not anticipate this. Like, even if there was a high level of gun, it would be so weird if this score was the same. So, or that gun is way more popular than I thought. I mean, that is possible. Like, there could be a lot more people that actually like his sensibilities that I realized, even though I find that really confusing because only some of the time do I like his sensibilities. Guardians of the Galaxy? Hell yeah. The Suicide Squad? Garbage. But yeah, 96% audience score. Now, again, mind you, this is just based on the special preview yesterday. That's all they have to base it off of. The actual movie doesn't premiere till, tomorrow, Friday-ish. So, while this is an amazing start. This is an amazing start to the audience score. The audience score that'll really count will be the one that exists on Sunday morning. That's when we'll really know what the audience thinks of this movie. Now, this is, again, an amazing start. A very, very, very encouraging start. Cool Bear. Rossi. They haven't been here. Uh-uh. I don't know that Cool Bear's actually ever been in here, and he'd probably be very annoyed after about 10 minutes anyway. Or, no, I take that back. He'd be fine until I made some kind of political comment, and then he'd be out of here so fucking fast. Only because we're, like, on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, the second I started talking anything political, he would dip. Gone. Not because he's a coward or anything, just because he wouldn't want to deal with what I say. Either that or he'd like go too far in arguing with me and I'd ban him. Rossi's been here once or twice. What do you mean, nope, just us three? Hey, Toski and Andre get a pass, but nope. Kendall can do whatever. He's above all. Now that I won't argue with. That last part I won't argue with, but no, I gotta be on that motherfucking list, god damn it. I deserve to be there. It's unheard of. It's unfair. I will go straight Anakin on that ass. Don't even think about telling me to take a seat. I'm already sitting. Oh, this is so much fun. Anywho, so yeah, I want to see this Sunday morning or Monday, maybe even Monday morning. It still might do some. It might do some pretty good business on Sunday. Yeah, Monday morning would be better. I want to see this motherfucking number on Monday morning. Then we'll really know. And we might even be able to speculate what that'll do to the second weekend. Rossi's actually been here like twice. Dub? God damn it. It's bullshit. I'm on the list. I might have written it in lemon juice so you can't see it, but I'm on that fucking list. Tell me I'm not on that list. I'm on that list. I'm not on any other lists that I'm aware of. Like, I've never been busted with Aaron Jr. out. A little chilling. I'm not on that list. As far as I know, I'm not on any watching list. I think I'm good. But I am on that one. So, but all things considered, damn, people are loving this fucking movie. Wish Chillin' Kendall and Justin had a stream. Oh, the jokes I could make if that were ever a thing. 98% of which are cancelable. What? Real talk. Not because they're offensive or anything, like in and of themselves, but there are people. I'll just put it this way. There's obviously the hate bait, anti-woke grifters on one end, but like everything else, there are extreme morons on the other end of the spectrum. And those are the ones that would try to cancel me for some of the jokes that I have thought of. You know, once a month y'all are retained to watch talk over each other. Are you implying we're rude to each other? Respectfully. Okay. You shared this stream with Randon Lumber before he was a cool guy? Cool. Don't be mad. I have no motherfucking clue who the hell that is. I'm not bagging on the person. I can't. I don't know who the fuck they are. I can't bag on them or praise them because I have literally no data to go off. Oh, excuse me. Now, how did we get to these scores? Well, reviews. And again, like I would have taken minimum, like my predictions for these scores would have been minimum 10% lower than each of them are. Like I would have thought this would be 73. I would have thought this would have been in the 80s. But instead, this is in the 80s and this is in the 90s. Let's check out some reviews. Oh, this one I didn't see earlier. If the new this is a negative one because the green splat. If the new age of DC is one that makes fun of women's intelligence, I don't want it. Okay, well, evidently she thought Gunn was talking down to the ladies in that movie. Kyle Anderson of The Nerdist. Okay, Nerdist has been around. They're a little niche, but they've been around for a hot minute. Superman is a good movie, a great start to the DCU that addresses so many timely real-world issues. Legitimately, what else could you want? All right. Movies and shakers. Gunn's vision references current issues, jam-packed with too many characters and battle scenes. But Torrance Sweat infuses humanity and optimism, filling the Superman suit well. Okay. And after seeing the breakout star, you may come across a lot of dogs named Krypto. All right. Just as with Gunn's earlier work in the MCU and DCEU, his mark is unmistakable in Superman. It's a delight to watch how he subverts mainstream sensibilities in a decidedly commercial format, offering a studio project with a distinct fingerprint. That's kind of cool. Ultimately, I thought Superman was a mixed bag that had glimmers of goodness but settled for just okay. I genuinely wish that I enjoyed it much more. All right. Can you imagine chilling Justin, Kendall, and Vandolph together on a stream? All due respect, but my God, that would be a hoot. That would be a hoot. Vandolph would be fucking us all up. Like, let's be real. Vandolph would be fucking us all up. I'm just going to get that out there right now. Love you, Jay. Love you, Kendall, if you ever see her here or watch this. But Vandolph would fuck us all up.
Like I'm sorry. That's what would happen. Yeah, Gandalf would fuck us all up. Real talk. The DC relaunch needed to forge its own path, not play like the last few MCU hits. Warner Brothers wants you to believe it's a bold new vision, but Gunn's marketable eccentricity is as safe a bet as they could have made. Perhaps the best compliment I can give the film is this: it made me want to be a better man because that's what Superman would do. Well, that's high praise. It's a dull Superman reboot, frequenting overcrowded places and crashing before flying with this predictable plot about illegal aliens and fake news. Okay, well, if you use fake news in your review, you're automatically not credible, so fuck you, Yasser Medina of Cinephilia. You are not credible. And we can all figure out why. Exit Cool Bear. Sure, being all things to all people can make Gunn's films somewhat of a chaotic, overstuffed mess at times. But if there's one character that can handle that burden, it's Superman. Superman says too much and not enough about his character and the heightened world he finds himself in, and we're left with a film that's eager to please, but like Gunn's version of the hero, nakedly flawed. Ooh. Superman is a very fun, very colorful, very enjoyable 2 hours for the whole family. Unfortunately, it's also very disappointing if you were looking for a deeper, more meaningful experience. Well, that's kind of a mid one, but it's got its spot. Bring on the age of superhero movies with an actual point of view, a personality even, a polarizing premise. In that respect, Superman 2025 could even save the genre while it's at it. This one guy's a top critic. Oh, he's from the Atlantic. Okay. Well, he might actually be a real critic. This Superman is, more than anything, concerned with our society's struggle to accept the possibility of inherent goodness. Well, I can explain that in cynic. The result is an optimistic movie, one that sees a hopeful way forward for both Superman and the world's other caped men and women. James Gunn's Superman is a fun superhero film that starts the DCU out on a high note. Corn Sweat is an excellent Superman, but Cathedra and Crypto steal the show. Not the first time I've seen that. I have a feeling we're going to see that more and more. Superman marks a strong start to Gunn's DC universe, and more importantly, a return to what makes the character matter. We need heroes who lead with kindness. And right now, there's no better hero than Superman. Okay, this is one. All right. If you aren't a dog person, the movie may not be for you, at least not entirely. If you are one, nothing else will matter. Another crypto one. Pretty much all about crypto, that one. From Forbes. Between the overwritten plot, the sprawling cast, the neat and tidy resolution of the conflict, and the glaring visuals, this is a Superman reboot that screams generic superhero movie at the top of its lungs. Damn. Oh, yeah, for sure, C-Dub. 100%. All right. At its core, Gun Superman is about reconnecting with our humanity and acknowledging that the choices we make define who we are. Oh, we get the last half of a sentence. He has created here a beautifully quirky picture full of wonderful surprises and fantastically weird spectacles, all with a strong dose of humor. Okay. The steadiest and most successful through line is that the Man of Steel cannot go it alone. He is more vulnerable than we have ever seen him and more volatile, making him also the most human version of himself. Oh, yeah, probably. Movie not meant for cat ladies. Check. I'm in. Oh, yeah. That makes total sense, C-Dub. Scotty Josh hates a lot of shit that involves fun.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that, C-Dub. I've literally watched his face when I made it in on a call-in, and I could see the skin tightening around his eyes after a minute. Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. Not gonna lie, it was amusing to me. How is that a positive? I'm gonna start finding actual like reviews that say something. How is that a tomato? Huh. Okay, here's one that actually says a little something. From the Den of Geek. Unlike every other live action actor since 1980, I wasn't watching some guy playing Superman. I was simply watching Superman, and he is opposite likely the best. Okay, the best. Okay, and he is opposite likely the best on-screen Lois we've ever had. It really is an empty effect. So those are some of the reviews from the critics that dropped their scores on the Rotten Tomatoes. I might have been fucking something else. Chat. I might be fucking something up. Chat. Probably am fucking something up.
there. Okay. All right. So we're going to look at some reviews that were aggregated. That's the word by the direct. They always put up a good mix for the most part. Had to be hard for Josh to admit on stream that. Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. But he did it. And then, of course, those who were too used to him crapping on Gunn are like, "You're a fucking liar. You're paid." Bunch of mouth breathers in that chat, I tell you. This comes from Brandon Davis from Phase Hero. Brandon Davis. The person with the bet with Josh. Oh shit. I'm a little slow. Okay, so yeah, Phase Heroes Brandon Davis. Superman is a triumph for the new DC universe. It's a comic book brought to beautiful live-action life, brimming with hope and fulfillment. So full. So filled. It actually elicited tears of joy from me. It's a Superman for everyone. David Cornsweet was born for Superman, and Clark Kent loved it. Eric Goldman. I loved Superman. James Gunn embraces the earnest, sometimes lovably corny side of comics and their super fun concepts in a way that evokes Raimi's Spider-Man. Interesting. Hornswet and Brosnahan have great chemistry and perfectly embody Clark and Lois. And Crypto's the best, obviously. Excuse me. Evokes Raimi's Spider-Man. Now, I'm pretty sure we all can agree Raimi did Spider-Man fucking well. Like, his Spider-Man trilogy, despite my issues with Bully Maguire, can't fucking stand Bully Maguire. I mean, setting that aside, Raimi made one hell of a trilogy. And for that to be referenced in here, I like it. I like that. Fandango's Eric Davis. James Gunn's Superman is the perfect superhero movie and a terrific start for the new DC studio. It's big, bright, exciting, full of hope, and it never loses its sense of wonder. Watching it felt like ripping open a comic book and feasting on its wild, chaotic imagination. Loved it. Gunn sets up his universe right from the start and jumps into Superman's story when he's at his lowest point. It's narrative choices like that which help make this feel unlike any Superman story we've experienced before on the big screen. Gunn goes out of his way to change things up and shake loose our expectations, but it still plays like a classic Superman adventure at the same time. More from him. Still the same guy. Nicholas Hoult absolutely crushes as Lex Luthor, and Edie Kategi, I don't know how to pronounce his name right, very much steals scenes as Mr. Terrific. He also has my favorite line delivery in the film, too. I wonder if it's the one I hate. It's the relationship between Clark and Lois that ultimately won me over. It's well written, and those two have some sizzling chemistry. This is a departure from previous modern-era DC movies. It's lighter tonally, but it's still very emotional and timely, and it definitely wears its heart on its cape. All right. I also adore the subtle nods to Donner's 78 Superman. Gunn has become a master at delivering a well-rounded cinematic experience that
truly gives you all the feels, and his Superman film is another winner in my book. Very much looking forward to what comes next. Look up. DC is back. Damn. This dude loved this movie. Oh, shit. What is it? Eric Davis? Yep, Eric Davis from Fandango. Awards radars. Joey Magidson. Yeah, okay. I absolutely love Superman. James Gunn managed to make this my favorite incarnation of the Man of Steel. Oh, damn. Hopeful, kind, a little dorky, and with a belief in the best of us, he's the hero we need right now. Fun, joyous, and comic-y. Adored it.
You guys starting to see a pattern with like the positive reviews?
Hopeful comes up a lot. Dorky has come up. Hero we need right now. Comic-y. Next best pictures, Matt Neglia. Superman is just as fun, vibrant, and idiosyncratic as James Gunn's The Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy films. Dumpster Fire, and Yay, Guardians. Yet it still captures the empowering, hopeful spirit of the comic. His distinctive style and offbeat humor, along with the crowded cast of characters and narrative bloat, may not be for everyone, but Gunn was never going to please everyone no matter what he did.
I like that. Is it just me, or was this the first review in this article? Brandon glazed it too. Yeah, I read his. His was like the first one they did in this article. But is this the first one in this article that actually pointed out a flaw? I feel like this is the first review in this article that actually pointed out a flaw. Just for that, I'm inclined to give this person more credibility than everyone else.
Oh, still the same guy. David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult all feel perfectly cast in their iconic roles. And yes, Crypto is awesome. Crypto again. But it's Edie Katiji. I don't know. Who unexpectedly steals the show as the calm and cool Mr. Terrific. We've seen that a couple times too. There are moments when the film soars, surprises, stumbles, and falls. Okay? But it's consistently energetic, full of promise, and delivers a hero audiences can look up to, relate to, and believe in as DC Studios looks forward to the future. David Thompson of The Direct. Superman is a comic book movie that shakes the rust off an entire genre. Ooh. James Gunn once again proves he's the best in the biz at balancing humor and heart, but at this time it's never felt more important. David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult steal the show as promised. There are sequences that truly floored me. One of the biggest compliments I can pay this film is that it tries to be its own thing and succeeds. It's bold and comforting in the best way, kind of like Superman himself. Gizmodo's Germain Lucier. Superman SOARS. It's a non-stop joyride packed with humor, action, and emotion. There's spectacle to share, unbridled optimism, and a goofy unpredictability that ties everything together, even when there are a few minor issues. Okay, well, there's an acknowledgement of that. We've never seen DC like this, and it's great. Don't speak Griffin Schiller. While it took a minute for me to get on its wavelength, there's no denying that James Gunn's Superman will define the icon for a new generation. A proudly punk rock rebuttal of the cultural shift toward cynicism and dehumanization that's incredibly on the pulse, raging with authenticity and sincerity. I was trying to combine those words. It lovingly captures the very soul of Big Blue, filtered through the singular lens of James Gunn. For better or worse, mostly better. Aha! This is one of the most handcrafted and authored superhero films I've ever seen. This is still him. Pulling heavily from All-Star Superman and the animated series, big screen Superman has never felt more vibrant and alive, relatable, and human. I fell head over heels for Cornsweet and Brosnahan, while Holt Flex is perfect, deliciously petty, obsessive, vindictive. And Gunn finally gives Superman and Lex Luthor their long overdue Batman and Joker moment. Walked away instantly wanting more of this world, these characters, and the DCU at large. gliders peering him around. Superman made me so damn happy. I don't know why I used that accent. It just seemed to fit that sentence. So damn happy, or at least that phrase. The movie is loaded with exhilarating action set pieces and well-placed humor and levity. But the beating heart of the film is Superman's humanity and his insistence on doing good and making the world a better place. David Corenswet brings such an infectious determination and warmth to the role that it makes that pursuit all-consuming and impossibly heartening. Making that an even more robust aspect of the movie, Gunn and company don't shy away from exploring the challenges one might encounter when trying to navigate our reality while holding tight to those core values. YouTuber Sean Chandler. Anyone ever heard of him? Anyone know about this Sean Chandler guy? I don't know who that is. Like, any of you know him? Is he like a big deal? Is he like Ron Burgundy? Is he kind of a big deal? Superman was my most anticipated film of the year, and I left the theater with a smile on my face. It's possibly the most comic booky live-action comic book film ever. It fully leans into the wacky sci-fi. It really feels like a comic book or Justice League Unlimited on screen. Ooh, another review from someone at Face Hero, Jenna Anderson. Superman is everything I wanted it to be and a million things more. It is truly awe-inspiring, both as a DC fan who longed to see this universe on screen in such a loving and unique way, and just as a hopeful person. The superhero myth is not the same after this, or the better. Brandon Lewis of Geek Vibes Nation. Another 7-year-old nephew-related thought on Superman. What? The chemistry between Lois and Clark is red hot, easily the most passionate superhero coupling of the last 25 years. Oh, okay, so he had his nephew with him. Okay, I was genuinely worried I would have to take him outside during one of their scenes. Alrighty, then. Alrighty. Oh, here's a negative one. Toronto stars Peter Howell. See, the direct always does both. Superman. Not the superstar to DC Universe everybody had been hoping for. James Gunn is brilliant at conjuring spectacle and creating alien realms, not so great at storytelling. Ooh. David Corenswet plays a boyishly sweet Superman, constantly getting his ass kicked. He'd be better as the lead in a Dudley Do-Right movie. God damn. Rachel Brosnahan makes a spiky Lois Lane. Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is more obnoxious than villainous. The real star of the show is Superdog Crypto, who steals every scene he's in. I'd rather see a movie about him. Well then. Oh, they give one. Okay. Well, the one they gave was fucking hard. But yeah, Chad, as you can see, there's a pretty common theme here. Cornsweat, Brosnahan, and Holt. People love them. They did their thing. Mr. Terrific evidently stole the show frequently. Crypto stole the show frequently. But yeah. And that super harsh review I just read. Those are in the minority, like by a large margin. So people be loving this shit. I had a bookmark right there. What a fucking dummy. Okay, so lots of positive reviews. Lots of positive reviews. So the next question is, chat, what's the next question? What do we talk a lot about with every nerdy movie that comes out? We talk about reviews, and then we talk about box office numbers. Exactly, Brooke. Box office numbers. Now, it has not officially premiered worldwide yet. So, What we have here is still tracking, still projections. Okay? So, we've seen to this point tracking as low as 90 million and as high as what, like 160, right? After all these reviews, that low end has gone up. That low end has come up. The top end really hasn't gone up, but the low end has gone up, right? And of course, the range, like 90 to 160, has shrunk a great deal. So we have this here article by Variety. Covers quite a few of the numbers, and I'm going to reference back to a couple other tweets. Okay. All right. So, this is what Variety has to say. Will ticket sales be up, and away as Superman takes off at the box office? The comic book adventure starring David Cornsmith as the Man of Steel is aiming for 120 million to 130 million domestically in its opening weekend. However, Warner Brothers and independent tracking services are divided on where initial ticket sales will land. The studio is offering a more conservative estimate of 100 million to 110 million. Of course they are. Because that way, if it does more than 110 million, they can be like, oh, look, it's so good. Our movie exceeded expectations. While others are projecting that strong reviews could propel the debut above $140 million. Superman is expected to collect at least 100 million at the international box office, though that's likely a cautious estimate as well. Which, in other words, they think this 100 million at the international box office is a low ball number. Jurassic Rebirth has made over 380 million in its opening weekend. Yeah, it fucking crushed. Yeah, blah blah blah. Go. Anything more? Nope. What's that? Although forecasts are all over the place, Superman is bracing for a hero's welcome on the big screen. Okay. And talking about budget. Okay. So the numbers from Variety: 120 to 130. Warner Brothers says 100 to 110, although they're lowballing to look better when it gets like close to these numbers. Others projecting strong reviews could propel the debut above 140. Okay, so there are other opinions. For example, there is this place, Global Box Office. They're all over Twitter, dropping their projections. Their projections tend to be on the high end. So according to them, Superman is now tracking to make 140 to 160 opening weekend domestically, 300 million plus worldwide. Early reactions are better than we expected. They are so good that may overshadow polemics raised by a recent James Gunn interview. New updated tomorrow after reviews impact on pre-sale. Okay, so well, this was from yesterday. What do you have to say today?
didn't really get too specific today, like you said. Whatever. So, but yeah, this place is calling 140 to 160. Okay. Just read that Variety article. So they're 120 to 130. This one is starting at 140. So their floor is 20 million higher than Variety's floor, and their ceiling is 30 million higher. That's a bit of a difference. Geek Vibes Nation, 115 to 135. So again, right to 120, 130, and then 140, 150. I like how this is like literally 5 million lower each number. Okay, this one quotes Variety, but this one also quotes Deadline. So 200 million plus worldwide, 120 to 130 domestic. DC Studios targeting 100. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much right from the Variety. So essentially, we're looking at, anywhere from 115 to, according to global box office. We're looking at anywhere from 115 to 160. That's a hell of a range. Now, outside of global box office, the range is basically 115 to 140. Much more plausible. And then they're also projecting to basically, at least 100 million worldwide, but like Variety said, that's probably lowballing it. So I think we can pretty much count on pretty even numbers, domestic to international. So I figure it'll be pretty close to this. So like say it does 120 domestic, I figure it'll do right around 120 international. So I mean, obviously that's not it's not an exact thing, but I would say domestic and international are going to be roughly even for this one if these projections are. Now, is that as big an opening as Jurassic World? No, Jurassic World is going absolutely batshit crazy. Here's the thing. Now, I've been saying a long time, none of these movies are going to make $1 billion. This month, not one. Jurassic World, their opening weekend is making me look like I'm going to be wrong. But here's the problem. As we've talked about before, what really tells the story of whether a movie will have legs enough to like really make some big dough. A rather large indicator of that is the percentage of drop off from weekend 1 to weekend 2. And unfortunately for Jurassic World, it's weekend 2, the one that basically sets the trend, barring some sort of miracle. We get a $200 million opening from this guy. Now, if Superman really does this well, or even better, Jurassic World's going to take a massive shot in the leg. Like, Superman's going to he's going to fly through and just punch straight through dino kneecaps and make them fall over. So, I mean, Jurassic World is fucking killing it right now. Almost 400 million for the weekend. That's great. Or, well, what was it for the weekend? 300 and some. Creeping up on 400 mil since then. Because it's Wednesday now. That's nuts. That's crazy. Historically, Jurassic Park has killed Superman in the F4 movies. Have they really ever been out around the same time? Because that's the difference between history and now, is those all had separation from each other. This is the only time they've all come out in the same fucking month.
Like, none of those movies has had the competition that these three movies have with each other right. Like the Jurassic World movies, I went back and checked. Like, I looked at what was released within the month of theirs. There was a couple of iffy things, but they didn't have shit for competition. They definitely didn't have a Superman movie coming out 1 week after its own premiere. They have what? They've had this level of competition? Which Discord? Josh's Discord? My Discord? Justin's Discord? Whose Discord? Where'd you put it, man? I would love to have that shit right in front of me. Not 1 week, but within the same year. Within the same month, even? Like within a 4-week period. Because even if you discount Superman, you still got Fantastic Four coming out in the same month. Like, if nothing the caliber of Superman or Marvel came out within 4 weeks of it, and yes, Marvel is on a massive downturn. I'm aware. But it's still got some cachet. And as we're about to see, these trailers and clips are starting to have the same effect Superman's trailers and clips had. And it's still got 2 weeks to do hype. I think Fantastic Four are probably about to do at least the same as Superman. But going back to my main point, if nothing on the level of Superman or Fantastic Four came out within 4 weeks of them, it is not the same. Actually, it'd be 3 weeks. Fantastic Four comes out 3 weeks after Jurassic World. Like, this is almost like a, well, I can't say once in a lifetime. Franchises and what historically made more money during the same period. Okay, yeah, I mean, I believe that as far as that goes. But like I said, this is a very unique situation. I don't know about once in a lifetime, but once every fucking blue moon, you get a month with very similar themed movies like this. Hold my beer. Okay. This shit, studios generally try and avoid this shit. They know separation between movies that are supposed to be blockbusters is better. Less competition is better. So, but I mean, no matter who you want to listen to, Global Box Office, Geek Vibes Nation, Deadline, Variety, what have you. We are looking at not only a nice pile of positive reviews and really good Rotten Tomatoes scores, we are looking at also a pretty solid opening weekend for Superman. Pretty damn solid. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. I'm sure you've heard the phrase something about the rising tide lifts all the boats. Yeah, rising tide lifts all boats. If Superman's killing it, that will lift the comic book movie genre in general. Superman doing well is a good thing for everybody. It's a good thing of Marvel. It's a good thing for Marvel. Superman doing well is a good thing for Marvel. It might not be good in the immediate term for Fantastic Four itself. Possibility.
But in the long term, it's good for Marvel. One, again, good DC helps keep interest in comic book movies in general. And also, with competition from an actively appreciated DC, also good for Marvel. Light a little fire up under Feige's hiney. Toast them cheeks a little bit. Make them dance. A good Superman movie helps with that. Helps in that way too. Helps DC, helps Marvel, helps comic book movies overall. Well, I want Superman to be good. I want it to do well. Like, I don't have $500 on this like Josh does. I don't care which one makes more money. I mean, okay, let me rephrase. I kind of care just a little bit, just, for the sake of my own prediction. But beyond that, I don't. Outside of my own highly selfish and personal reasons, I really don't give a fuck. If Superman outperforms Fantastic Four, I really don't. Like, again, that could almost be beneficial because Feige could be like, the fuck? We need to get on our game yesterday, which is true. F4 may have longer legs. Can't think of any other like super major movie that comes out relatively soon after F4, but we shall see. Yeah, there really isn't one. That's the advantage F4 has over both Superman and Jurassic World. It's at the end of this month of, massive competition. And there really isn't too much in the way of competition coming out in August. That's F4's advantage. Now, to balance that out, having both Jurassic World and Superman be bangers coming out ahead of it, whether they want it to or not, that's going to raise the level of expectation for that movie. Especially for the people that are planning to see all three. They'll be like, Jurassic World fucking killed it. Superman was a slapper. For them to be satisfied customers, F4 is going to have to at least meet the level of those two, if not exceed it. But that's the disadvantage. The advantage is there's a reasonable chance, especially if it's like really good. What up, Griff? Especially if it's really good for it to leg out. It's got a much better chance of legging out than the other two have, just because it goes last and there's nothing major coming after it till I think September. So F4 could conceivably have like a really good 6-week run and make a decent amount. Even if it doesn't start as huge as the other two. It may not need to. We're really not going to know till like almost the end of August, like who the real winner is. Basically, because it doesn't count till F4's out of theater. Like, we'll be able to start to get an idea. By mid-August, we should have the final numbers for Jurassic World, pretty damn close to the final number for Superman. What's up, David B? Hello, Governor. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so we'll know in like 5 weeks where things are actually going to start shaking out, but we really won't know till September the final score. I mean, specific numbers. I should make predictions and stand on them.
Superman premieres day after tomorrow. Already have Jurassic opening weekend. I don't have Fantastic Four, but that's okay. I'll just go off the projection, which right now is like 100 to 125 million, so about 20 million behind Superman. As of right now, they still have 2 weeks of marketing to do. That could go up. Actually, you know what? In my Discord. I'm going to say Superman makes the most, then Fantastic Four, and then, despite its massive opening, Jurassic World, because I think it's going to get its legs chopped right the fuck out. What the fuck did I click on that? What's going on? Oh, I missed. Oh, I'm so pulling this up. We're going to have some fun with this. Chop, chop, motherfucker. Is it this? Is this what you're talking about? So is this section here talking about like all DC releases during this period of time? Like, what's? Am I looking at the right thing? Is there something else this is supposed I'm supposed to be looking at? Oh, nice. There it is. Put it in Star Wars. Oh, dude. Is this it? Damn it, 2016 fucking international. Love this shit. International demand for fucking comic book movies has gone down. I mean, it's high enough to where it saved Venom twice. And what else did it save in recent history? Cannot recall. That's the link to one. Stop it. So is this all DC releases? Like, what exactly is it I'm looking at? Maybe Superman made over 850 million. And Civil War made 1.2 billion. Yep. Good old Civil War. Great movie. Winter Soldier's still the best one, though. But that's all right, because my mini fridge is right behind me. We have to step around the other side. Can't wait. The first slug out of an ice cold can of whatever is always the best. Nothing. Nothing. I can't remember. Have you even seen Superman yet? I'm going Saturday morning. Because I'm cheap and I'm going to a matinee. But I can't buy my tickets till Friday. Payday, motherfucker. So, yeah. I'm going Saturday morning, so we will be talking about it in greater detail. Now, depending on how many of you guys have seen it by then, we might go into, like, spoilery kind of detail. But outside of that, I'm going to try and keep it as much as I can the way Josh did today, which is, talking about how I felt about it without, like, going into too many specifics as to why. You're going tomorrow after work? Nice. Brooke's going tomorrow after work. I think Brooke said he was going Friday, right, Brooke? You're going Friday? When you going, C-Dub? You piece of candy. You're going Friday? Okay. Oh, friends coming over? Nice. That'll be cool. I'm going by my damn self. I told Mrs. Chillin what Josh said about the movie, and she about crapped herself. Like, she's still so pissed about the look of Crypto, she has no interest in seeing this movie. She's like, that's not my Crypto. Which I love her all the more for, because that's just I'm going to be honest, chat. As annoying as I find Crypto in the clips, I know me. And I know how much I love animals. I have a disturbing feeling that I'm going to... Because I've never been a big fan of super pets. I wasn't even a big fan of the super pet concept when I was a kid. For whatever reason. I love animals, but I just never wanted super pets, right? I just didn't. Can't explain it. Don't ask me why. You'll get no answer. I don't have an answer to that question. But yeah, I've never dug super pets. But I have a distinct feeling that I'm going to make Crypto an exception by the time it's all said and done. Even though I find him annoying as fuck in the clips, I have a feeling that by the time it's all said and done, I'll be like, Crypto. Maybe not, but maybe so. Okay. Justice, Jurassic World 2015. Oh, I see. 1.6 billion. Okay, cool. Fantastic Four 2015. 167 million. Yeah, that movie was fucking trash, though. That doesn't surprise me. Justice 800 million. Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised Jurassic World whooped up all over Fantastic Four. Marvel, or Fox, Marvel wasn't worth a shit in 2015, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Dawn of Justice also doesn't surprise me because Man of Steel was awesome. And, yeah, Fantastic Four getting its ass whooped in the same summer as Jurassic World, not a surprise. This wasn't even in the same year. What month were these? The three comparisons of money made for each franchise at the same time. Your dad. Okay. I mean, I believe that these are significant numbers. I just don't think there's ever been a situation like this, which changes all of this. Mike is going in and out. What the fuck? Baran. Never saw it for 2015. Don't seem like I will anytime soon. You don't even you can just stop that sentence. Don't seem like I will, and you'll be just fine. That movie's a fucking dumpster fire. Like, I would put it on. I would say it's like Thor: Love and Thunder levels for Fox Marvel. Like, that's how bad I think that movie is. That movie is horrible. I have watched it one time just because I was like, I have to see this one time. I have to see for myself. Jurassic Park has beaten every Superman movie worldwide. Okay. I mean, I believe that. To this point, I'm sure that's true. And it may even be true now. And every Fantastic Four movie. Yep. Again, not surprising. Not surprising. But you also have to throw into your analysis, again, the fact that none of them have ever been this close together to each other. All at the same time. There's always been separation between at least one of the three of them, if not all three. This is a very, very, very unique circumstance that's going to affect the numbers to a pretty significant extent, I would imagine. Well, first of all, this Fantastic Four is going to perform much better than any of the others. That's number one. And then the rest of it's just all down to timing. It's a timing. Really nothing more than a timing. It isn't actually going to reflect on what these movies could have been. I guarantee you can take whatever these movies make from this release, and if you sprinkle them out with like 2-3 months between them, they all make probably 100 and, I would say, probably 150 to 250 million more than what they're going to make all jammed together. Now, I'm not saying any of them are going to do poorly. I'm just saying none of them are going to make $1 billion because they're all too close together. I'm not saying they're not going to do well. I can see all of them. I can see all of them in the 700 to 900 range. Like, they're all going to make money. I believe that 100%. They're all going to make money. They're all going to do pretty. They're all going to do pretty well. but none of them are going to hit $1 billion because they're too fucking close together. Oh yeah, no, 100%. C-Dub. Yeah, no, you want F4 to crush everything? I mean, that'd be nice. Like, out of the three, Marvel is my favorite franchise. Work in the AM. All right, man. Have a good night. Get some rest. Try and have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, they didn't set that high bar, did they, Brooke? They did not. They did not set a high bar at all. That's not even that high a bar if you adjust it for inflation. And Superman, I like Jurassic Park. I'm set for it, but it's a trash franchise. Yeah. Like I haven't watched one Jurassic World movie. I've watched Jurassic Park 1 through 3. Brooke, I want F4 to crush everything so we can actually say Marvel is back for real. Oh yeah, no, I'm with you, C-Dub. I love numbers. I love numbers. I use numbers in debates all the time, especially with fucking Star Wars blazers. I'll tell you, if there's any group that hates numbers, it's fucking toxic positive Star Wars fans. Like, they act like these numbers don't even exist. It's until their Andor season 2 numbers. Then they'll be like, "Oh, but look at that, motherfucker! What about every other goddamn metric that tells you Andor is an anomaly? Andor is like the gold coin that you find after you dig through the pile of shit it was buried. That's what the data says about Star Wars." But they don't like that shit. No, I love numbers. Numbers are fun. That's why I like talking about these box office projections. I love numbers. I like trying to predict. Yeah, you're right, Brooke. A lot of people are like Marvel's back. Some of us though were added the words "for now" at the end of Marvel is back. Yeah, Marvel's back for now. And let's face it, we knew this was going to be a rough year. Like, we knew. We didn't think part of the roughness was going to be Daredevil though. That was a surprise. That sucked. That was not cool to have that show be that much of a disappointment. But yeah. Just on one season, Brooke, they spent, what was it, $672 million on that bitch total. Okay, 645. $645 million for all of Andor. 290.9 of it was on season 2. So over half. So that leaves 290.9. That leaves what, 255? Well, 254 for season 1. Yeah, pretty fucked up thing about the situation is Jurassic Park doesn't have to try, but is still printing money. Yeah. Well, I mean, like you showed, the last three Jurassic World movies all made over $1 billion. People dig the dinosaurs. Like, literally the only thing that's keeping this one from in my opinion, keeping this one from cracking the $1 billion mark is because it came out this month. Like, if they'd have dropped it even a month ago at the beginning of May, this movie makes $1 billion by this week. Like, real talk. if this movie premiered on May 5th, what the fuck actually came out? Yeah, okay, yeah, Thunderbolts. Even if this had premiered across from Thunderbolts, this is still $1 billion movie. Why? Well, Thunderbolts didn't make shit, although we knew that in hindsight. I mean, although it was confirmed in hindsight, we really didn't think it was going to make shit anyway. We thought Brave New World was going to hurt it, despite the reviews. If we're being honest with ourselves, we didn't think it was going to be that bad. Like, mind you, I thought it would make more than Brave New World, but I didn't really think it was going to make more than like 5. It still will not have hit 4. And its theater run is now officially over. I saw a tweet about it. And it still didn't even make 400 million. So, even if Jurassic World had come out opposite fucking, what'd I say? Yeah, Thunderbolts. Even if Jurassic World and Thunderbolts premiered the same weekend, Jurassic World would be $1 billion movie by now. And Thunderbolts would probably be about the same. Oh, people, there's a lot of people out there that don't like Data C-Dub because actual real numbers go against their narrative, and that pisses them off. So they're like, fuck it. I'm right. All the facts are wrong. Yeah. Under any other circumstances, Jurassic World Rebirth makes $1 billion. Probably, if it had like no interference, like if it could do a full theater run like 6 weeks, say, without any kind of major competition like what it's getting now. Probably 1.2 to 1.5. I'd say probably 1.2 to 1.5 Billy. If it came out 6 or more weeks separation from these two movies, Superman and Fantastic Four. If Superman had that kind of room, that probably does Multiverse of Madness numbers. Maybe it even does hit $1 billion. But I think without being the middle of the sandwich, that's $850, $900 million with a really good shot at doing it. Fantastic Four with separation, and it kind of is getting separate. The only thing that's going to hurt Fantastic Four is how well those two do, and if people start running broke by the time it comes out, because it has the room for legs. That's the one that has the room for legs. But again, I think people are going to blow. Too many people are going to blow their wads on Jurassic World and/or Superman. So I still think Fantastic Four, even though it's got room to have legs, still probably 850 at absolute best. Every Fantastic Four movie and Superman movie have not made more money than any of the JP movies. That's not surprising. Not surprising at all. That's what separation does for you. I'm saying you could tack 200 or more million onto the box office of each of these if they had enough separation between them. Oh, ciao. This is a wild month, man. I still can't believe these studios allowed this to happen. I can't believe none of them moved. They're just like, fuck it. There is only the war. Ooh, Jurassic World Rebirth may get a surge in the UK after Friday because all the schools break up for summer holidays for 6 weeks, so parents will have to do something with their kids. Oh, really? Okay. That's cool. Trying to compare the situation a week apart, but within the same year, more than one state still went out. Well, yeah, within the same year is one thing. Like I said, if they're set, these three could all come out this year, but if they had no separation, they're all going to make like 200 more than what they're going to make because they all come out this month. And yeah, if even if all three of them came out this year, Jurassic World probably makes more than Superman and F4 with separation. It still might even do that without the separation. But none of them are going to be making as much as they could have with the separation. Basically what it boils. They all could have made much more if they weren't all crammed into the same fucking month. Yep. But yeah, no. It is distinctly possible that Jurassic World still makes more than each of the other two. Definitely. That would be fucking wild. Can you imagine that? Somehow Jurassic World just eats up everybody, still cracks $1 billion, and like both Superman and Fantastic Four only make like $500 million each. Imagine. Like, honestly, real talk, guys, if something like that actually happens, or not even like that bad, but something akin to that, Avengers movies and Spider-Man movies, even with those on the way, something like that happens, chat, I think you could make a very, very strong argument that the CBM genre is on its last leg. Look at what JP3 versus the first F4 movie made. Well, let's see. I think I saw already the first F4 movie only made like 300 million. I think Brooke brought that up. And I know all the Jurassic Park ones. Didn't Jurassic World 3, did that one crack a billy? If it didn't, it came close, so yeah. That's not a surprise. Marvel wasn't shit at that point either. Although they're much less shit on now. Box office mojo. Did you put it in the Discord again, or did you DM it to me? What? Oh, stop it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, when Jurassic, well, number one, people love dinos. Like, that's just a given. I love dinos. And, oh, I know there have. And outside of Spider-Man, no one gave a shit about Marvel. And Derpy Entertainment, I have not seen it yet. Did you like it? Yeah, Superman Returns was fucking hot garbage. Man of Steel was great, but DC in and of itself hadn't had a good reputation at that point. So. And everyone has always loved dinosaurs. So yeah, not surprising that the Jurassic franchise has crushed Marvel and Superman for basically history. It only makes sense. Like it literally only makes sense. Especially multi-legged ones like silverfish. Oh, I fucking hate those. They're so creepy. They're so fucking creepy. I don't like them at all. Did you like it? Did you hate it, Derpy Entertainment? Also, welcome. Please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell while you're here. Yeah, I'll be seeing it Saturday, so no spoilers. I just want to know what you thought of it. What did Man of Steel? No fucking Superman Returns didn't do very well at all. Okay, yeah, Man of Steel did 670. Oh yeah, I am not surprised by that at all. No, honestly. Yeah, Superman Returns didn't even hit 400. It did 391. Superman Returns did Thunderbolts money. Oh no, it beat Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts only made 382. Did the research see if Josh was going to lose this bet? Well, his bet has, luckily for him, his bet has nothing to do with dinos. It's just about Superman and F4. And really, I mean, obviously, like we went over earlier, Superman's getting a bit of a bump, but Fantastic Four still has 2 weeks of marketing to do. It could get a bump in the next 2 weeks, too. Holt might be Goat Lex Luthor, though. I've seen that in a lot of reviews. I've seen a few reviews pan him, but most reviews, I'll say a lot of reviewers agree with you, though. A lot of reviewers agree with you, Derpy. I can tell you that. I'll make up my own mind on Saturday, but I mean, I like Nicholas Holt in general. Like, I like him as an actor, so we'll see. But let's say I can safely say that's a fairly popular opinion, popular take. Holt killed it. Watch out. Yeah. Yeah, you got to think of where comic book movies were at when Jurassic Park was killing it. Outside of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, comic book movies weren't doing shit at that point in time. Like, not shit. And you're right, it is a bummer. Like, I went to them. I went and saw the comic book movies. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Probably, and like, I was seated. But yeah, like, overall, in terms of like normies, did not fucking care at all. But normies know dinosaurs. They know about dinosaurs. Went down the rabbit hole because of JP coming out before Superman and F4. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Historical box office, Jurassic is really strong franchise. Don't compare it to Man of Steel, says Grippy Entertainment. It's more like 2 hours and 9 minutes of Superman the Animated Series. There's a lot of reviewers that brought that up, too. Make comparisons to that and All-Star Superman in the comics. Some people even said it was a mix. Yeah, Superman the Animated Series came up in a fair number of reviews as well. Are you like an actual film critic that's just chilling behind a burner account? Yeah, probably not. Probably just have similar taste to a lot of the reviewers, or a lot of the reviewers have similar taste to each other. Well, I mean, that would be the case since, like, probably 90% of the reviews are glowing. Well, at least positive. But still, an abnormally high percent of them are glowing. I'll put it that. I'll put it that way. So.
Yeah, it's. I can't wait to see how the rest of this month plays out. Honestly, like with the pop that Superman has gotten this week, um, that's making things more interesting. And if Fantastic Four gets a decent enough pop, similar to this one, if not better, fuck it, it's on now. It's on like Donkey Kong if that happens. Brings you out a little, bums you out a little when you see that data. A little bit, yeah. That's all I'm saying. JP will probably make more money worldwide than both movies. That's entirely possible. Entirely possible. Derpy. This is the DC film that will not only be the game changer, but the film to start property universe with a bang. DC fans look up its way. That actually almost sounds like a quote of one of the reviews I read earlier. It killed my soul when I started comparing the franchises. Yeah, it brings back a time, I think, when we all wished comic book movies were way better than they were. Like if you think about it, comic book movies didn't really start to like slap with the general audience until like the late 90s. And even though it's not a comic book movie, The Matrix helped with that because it's kind of comic book-y in a way. You know what I'm saying? With its, people doing extra, being extra, having extra abilities, that kind of shit. It's somewhat comic book-y. That's late 90s. Blade. That got people's attention. I don't know how many people realized it was actually Marvel till they were in the theater and the big old Marvel symbol came up on screen for them to be like, wait a minute, this is a fucking comic book character? Yeah, it is. But there's Blade, and then we got Fox X-Men and Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Asian markets love monster kaiju shit. Yes, they do. They love dinosaurs. But there's a kaiju in Superman. It's Metamorpho, but there's a kaiju in Superman. They might appreciate that. Galactus is kaiju sized. Actually, he's bigger. If he wants to be. So Galactus is kaiju-esque if people choose to view it. Never know. They don't necessarily. Yeah, no. Well, it depends. Some of the markets love it, others don't, and that basically comes down to their governmental system. Like, for example, superhero stuff does pretty well in Japan, especially Spider-Man. South Korea, pretty friendly. I don't know what Southeast Asia is like. I don't think anybody makes a whole lot of money off of Southeast Asia. But then, of course, there's China. China's, well, you could count on. You used to be able to predict China's support for, American action movies fairly accurately. That's not the case anymore. I think the more Americana a movie has in it, the poorer it will do in China. So, and what's that one guy I follow on Twitter now? Luis Fernandez. Superman or sales are weak in China in general, like for Superman. Jurassic World, I think, did pretty good, but dinosaurs, right? But yeah, Superman is not doing that great in China. And obviously, James Gunn has tossed a shit ton of Americana into Superman. And it's going to be interesting to see how China. Shang-Chi didn't get a release in China. Yeah, well, that's because Simu Liu was talking shit. Like on his own. I believe it was about Hong Kong. It was either Hong Kong or Taiwan, but I'm pretty sure Simu Liu was talking some shit
against China about Hong Kong. And so they're like, fuck him and fuck you too, Marvel. But yeah, that's down to Simu Liu and his yapper. If I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Kong versus Godzilla did, and that's the same director of Gareth Edwards did Kong v Godzilla. Did he really? No, Godzilla v Kong was directed by Adam Wingard. Who's from Canada? Gareth Edwards? Yeah, no. Adam Wingard directed Godzilla v Kong. Gareth Edwards directed the 2014 Godzilla. Excuse me. I know that's true. Yeah. Yeah, Gareth Edwards is kind of hit or miss. Like, I watched the 2014 Godzilla. I kind of liked it. It was alright. I didn't hate it. But I also watched The Creator, and that was disappointing. So Gareth Edwards is hit and miss. So, but judging by the reception for Jurassic World, it would appear this one was one of his hits. It would appear he cracked this one pretty good. It's printing money right now. Jurassic World Rebirth is printing money right now. Excuse me. I'm very, very curious to see what what everything looks like. Let's say after Labor Day. I think we can safely say we're going to know exactly how it all turned out around Labor Day. Gareth Edwards is a monster movie guy. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed his 2014 Godzilla more than I enjoyed the Yeah, I can agree with him being more of a monster movie guy. I liked the premise of The Creator. The visuals were amazing for its budget. Remember that the budget on The Creator was only like $85 million or some shit like that? It looked like it was way more. I will give Gareth credit for Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards all the credit for the visual aspect of The Creator. That movie looked amazing. Oh, Simu Liu's from Canada? Okay. Well, he was still talking shit on China. Yeah, despite what Josh says, Canada has produced all kinds of cool things and people. Simu Liu, hockey, really good beer. Trish Stratus, Ryan Reynolds. Creator was alright, but not as bad as Josh said it was. Yeah, I agree with that. It was not as bad as Josh said it was. But it was not that good either. Oh, maple syrup. Yeah, Canadian maple syrup is good. Canadian beer, really good. Did you guys know that those motherfuckers ship us a weaker beer? Like, for example, Labatt. Y'all familiar with Labatt? Yeah, no, China loves their monster movies. And dinos are monsters. Everyone loves dino. Like, that's just a fact. That is 100% true. Only drink beer for social occasions? Yeah, so Labatt, reasonably popular beer here in America. Now, I live in Metro Detroit, so I'm like an hour from Windsor. Like, we cross the Detroit River and you're in Canada. Like, we have two bridges. One to Windsor and one to Sarnia. Like, we're super close to Canada. But if you go to Canada, or at least to the what do they call that? The duty-free store, Labatt beer for Canadians is like 1 to 1.5% stronger than the beer they export to. They're choosing to give us weaker beer. Kind of a bummer. Yeah, China's domestic film industry is kind of popping. I've seen a couple things. You're right. China's domestic industry. Well, what was that one fucking animated movie? It made like 2 point some odd billion just inside China. Domestic. Like 2.4 billion, I think. I can't remember the name. But yeah, that was nuts. China's definitely engaging in its domestic cinema industry to a larger degree. Yeah. Neza too. Thank you. For Neza. Yeah, I haven't seen the first one either. So. But yeah, I think it was 2.4 billion. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 1.9 billion US. So just under 2 billion. But wait, what? Hey guys. Yeah, I think you're pretty dead on with that one. Check this out, guys. Ninja 2 is coming to America. Ninja 2, a Chinese animated film that has shattered box office records and is easily this year's top grossing film, will get an English language U.S. release starring Michelle Yeoh next month, essentially breaking into the North American market after dominating Chinese theaters. An English language version of Ninja 2 will open in theaters on August 22nd, with Oscar winner Yeoh joining the voice cast as Neja's mother. English language dub will be distributed by A24, okay, and CMC Pictures, with releases planned for the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. The English version of Neja 2 will play on IMAX screens in 3D and other formats, according to a press release from A24. Yo said in a statement, Neja 2 is a landmark in Chinese animation and a powerful reminder of how universal our stories can be, calling it a joy to share the movie with English audiences. The Chinese language version of Neja 2 already opened in U.S. theaters in January, grossing about $20 million. Neja 2 is based on the Chinese mythology of Neja, reincarnated as demon and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, English dub of Neja 2 next month, y'all. In IMAX if you want it. How about them apples? That's kind of cool. How about them apples? If you are fans of that, you get a treat next month. All right. I love y'all, but I'm getting the fuck out of here because I still have to work tomorrow. And it is tomorrow, at least where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and dip. I love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you if you made it all the way through on the replay. Really, really appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. And hope you come on back Saturday. Now, remember, Saturdays now begin at 10 p.m. Eastern instead of 9 because analytics. So we'll be back Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you then. We'll have actual box office numbers for Superman to talk about because right now we are still on projection. Keep that in mind. Everything we've talked about is still a projection. We'll have actual numbers to talk about on Saturday, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Plus, whatever the fuck happens the next couple days. So, love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Time is precious, and you choose to spend it here. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And hope to see you back Saturday. Till then, later. Oh, yeah. That was a pretty good stream, even if I do say so myself. But of course, not because of me, it's because of you guys. You guys are what make the stream. I'm just here to like say stuff, and hopefully you enjoy it. But if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't be here. If you weren't active in the chat, if you weren't just cool motherfuckers, these streams would not be anywhere near as good. So thank you. Thank you for being an awesome community. Thank you for being an awesome audience. Thank you for investing time here in the basement. I appreciate it so very, 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 very much. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Hope to see you again Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. But until then, do this. Wherever you're at, whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Later, y'all. Much love.